Welcome back to another episode of Minajin Eats. Except for this one, it's less about eating and more about exploring and guiding. Quick heads up before we start, this vlog was filmed before our vlogging life really began. So some of the footage was shot privately in portrait mode for friends and family. Quality may not always be perfect, but I promise you, this will be the video you need if you're thinking about renting a car and exploring the vast and beautiful country of Iceland. Let's get into it. Right after you touch down in Keflavik, pick up your rental car and head straight to your first stop. The world famous, slightly fart-smelling hot spring, also known as the Blue Lagoon. Now be strategic and pre-book a time slot about 1.5 hours after landing. The drive from Keflavik is about 20 minutes, but you would need some extra time for your luggage and car pickup. After the rejuvenating hot spring and spa session, it's time for a 50-minute drive to the capital of Iceland, Reykjavík. So along the way, you will find a few photo stops with dried up lava fields. Check them out if you want. This is Mother Nature after all. And if you are a lucky bastard, you might even visit during a time where there's an active volcano. If that happens, I'm afraid you probably used up all your luck for the year. Because this is truly once-in-a-lifetime experience. Once you arrive in Reykjavík, check in, unpack, and head out to explore. It's a small city, and as a tourist, you can cover most of Reykjavík by foot. One of the main streets is a bedazzled pavement in rainbow colors. And the irony is right in front of the church. The good thing is, Iceland is a Protestant country. Shopping-wise, I have nothing to recommend. There are quite a lot of second-hand shops with a lot of American old-fashioned, but they're all pretty overpriced, in my opinion. If you like craft beer and Norse mythology, then you better go to Ages 101. This place will tickle your inner nerd. There's this lamb stew you will find all over the country, and that is one dish I do recommend, just maybe not in Reykjavík, because that and burger and pizza is the only thing you're gonna find outside of Reykjavík. Now that the Epstein files are released, I guess you can head over to Bæjarins Bestu Pulsu to try out the Clinton sausage, if you're a nasty mouth. For me, as an Asian, I just had Vietnamese food. And I had it twice. You walk up the LGBTQ street towards the church, then turn left at the end, you will find a really good but expensive restaurant. Now that is if you're looking for a more fancy May-style dinner. This is one of the better spots in the city. I also went to a Viking-themed restaurant, like further out of the city center. It was meh. Now here's the thing about Iceland though. There really isn't a huge food culture or many food options, but if you're adventurous, you can try hákarl or tóramatör. I don't know how to pronounce it because I'm not Icelandic, but basically that is fermented shark and, yeah, shark testicles. Sightseeing wise, apart from the church, you can check out this metal boat, Sólvar, Sun Voyager. Think of Reykjavík as Elbaf. Do not linger there for too long.
Nani?
Lose or not, explorer. And if you've never seen whales, they also have this whale watching tour. There's this museum called Perlan Interactive Museum. You can go there for a coffee and a view if you're too poor for entry tickets. So disclaimer before you embark. Drive safely, especially during winter time. So time estimates may take longer. So the first stop outside of Reykjavík is a 45-minute drive. It's called Þingvellir National Park. This is not a must stop, but you can marvel at the view as it is quite beautiful. After that, head over to Geysir. That's a 50-minute drive. And we are starting off the Iceland round trip with a bang. Remember, this is better than the Golden Circle. So hold your horses, cause this tour is the splat. And now, the highlight of the day. Drive to Mountainers of Iceland meeting point. 11 minutes from Geysir is where you're going to see your first Icelandic waterfall called Gullfoss, also known as the Golden Waterfall. On sunny days, the mist creates rainbows and the water looks like it's disappearing straight into the earth. After that, go to Kerið, 55-minute drive. Kerið is an inactive volcano crater, which basically means it looks like a volcano, but it's the safe kind, so you can walk down into the crater lake without lava trying to murder you. It's like visiting the volcano theme park minus the lava. It looks peaceful, but it's also static water with zero flow. So if you're thinking about jumping in, just remember, still water plus no movement equals a perfect breeding ground. Seljalandsfoss is one of Iceland's most iconic waterfalls. And the most amazing part, you can walk behind it and get soaked in the process. It drops from about 60 meters and the water comes from the glacier of Eyvindarholt, the same volcano that shut down European air traffic in 2010. I encourage you to walk behind it for this amazing view and experience. About 30 minutes away, you'll find Skógafoss. This is one of Iceland's biggest and most powerful waterfalls. There is also a legend that a Viking hid a treasure chest behind this waterfall. From there, a 12-minute drive to the famous plane wreck. It's free to visit and you just pay for parking. From the parking lot to the plane wreck, it's about 40 to 60 minutes by foot. Another option would be taking the shuttle. If you don't feel like hiking or walking or whatever you call it, you can either pay on site or pre-book your ticket and time slot. But did you know there's another aircraft that crash landed nearby, and that one is called Eyvindarholt plane wreck. This one is also free to visit, and yes, you still have to pay for parking. It is much harder to get to and far less touristy. So if you're into photography or bird watching, I highly recommend Dyrhólaey Lighthouse. That is, if you visit during the right season, when the Puffins are also visiting. Bring a great zoom, like 500mm or more, because I sadly only had a regular 24 to 75mm, so trust me, a great zoom will do wonder. Now it's time for Reynisfjara beach. This is one of Iceland's most famous black sand beaches, known for its massive basalt columns, crashing waves, and dramatic sea stacks. It looks straight out of a fantasy movie. Just remember, the waves here are no joke, so make sure you don't see a red light, because that means run. Vik is just 20 minutes away and a perfect stop for Icelandic horseback riding on the black sand and grabbing food, or even staying for the night. Moving forward, gonna drive towards Hverir. Doing that, you pass Hvannadalshnjúkur. Hvannadalshnjúkur is Europe's largest glacier by volume and one of the biggest in the world. It's so massive that it covers about 8% of Iceland. You also pass by Eldrán, a massive lava field where you can literally see how new land is formed from old volcanic eruptions. Have you heard of the Diamond Beach? Well, this is easily one of the coolest and prettiest places in Iceland. Chunks of ice wash up on the black sand and looks like diamonds scattered across the beach. Not far from it you have Jökulsárlón. It's a famous glacier lagoon filled with floating icebergs. You can take a boat tour and cruise right between the ice, with the glacier towering in front of you. It's cold, you might get wet, but it's also one of the most unforgettable experiences of Iceland. If you're splurging on dinner, I recommend Packhouse. The food was expensive but really good. I would recommend driving to Puffin for the night. From Puffin, the idea is to drive towards Egilsstaðir. So here's the thing. Iceland is all about nature. See, most of the time you will be in the car cruising along the coast, but fortunately there's so many incredible stops and viewpoints, so you will not be tired. This one is for my photographer homies. This massive block of black rock looks like a monolith. Straight up. Around this area, you'll find a reindeer park. This is the only place in Iceland where you can get really close to them and also feed them. They also have two cute little black Arctic foxes. After good nights of rest and feeding the reindeers, I would suggest you make your way towards Stuðlagil Canyon. Park at the Stuðlagil parking lot, then hike roughly 40 minutes to the canyon. I would highly recommend you to leave early in the morning because this is easily one of the most stunning stops of my entire life as a globetrotter.
Look at this. Look at this. Do you know how steep that is? Man, one wrong step and you're dead. Look at that. Oh, man.
It is a must visit for the adventurous one, and this stop itself is worth a trip to Iceland. So bring some fika, because you will want to stay for a while just to enjoy the view. And trust me when I say this, stay on the south/east side of the river, don't bother with the north side. Sometimes Iceland just flips the mood completely. Here I was driving away from the canyon and it suddenly got super misty. I could barely see like 10 meters in front of me. So imagine driving. After Stuðlagil, it's time to head to one of Iceland's most powerful waterfalls, Dettifoss. And right beside it, you find Selfoss. From there, drive to Hverir. Hverir looks like Mars on Earth. Boiling mud, steam, and sulfur everywhere. If you didn't go to the Blue Lagoon, there is also a spa here. Since you're around this area, visit Grjótagjá. It's a lava cave with a glowing blue hot spring. It's famous, beautiful, and way too hot to swim in. I also recommend Hverfjall, a short and rewarding 20-minute hike up a massive volcano crater. From the top, it looks like you're standing on the edge of the moon. Nearby, you can also find Dimmuborgir. Dimmuborgir is a massive lava formation area that looks like ruins of a dark castle. It feels more like walking through a fantasy movie set than a real place. See, after a full day of activities, the canyon, all these small stops here and there, I recommend you head over to Húsavík, about an hour away. It's a small town with tons of activities, from whale watching to museum and local culture. I went to the Eurovision Museum because the hotel that I stayed in had a deal, so I was like, why not? The good thing is, you can also bring a beer into the museum. After a good night of sleep, the next stop will be Gullfoss. Now Gullfoss, also known as the Waterfall of the Gods. According to Icelandic history, when the country converted to Christianity, their old Norse statues were thrown into this waterfall. So yeah, this one comes with drama and lore. Then continue on to Akureyri, often called the capital of North Iceland. Recharge here because the next leg of the journey is a long drive. This is just a personal favorite because I like animals. So from Akureyri, you're gonna want to drive towards Ytri Tunga, where you can get incredibly close to seals, a really awesome wildlife stop. What you just saw is only half of what Iceland has to offer. Comment down below if you want more tips and tricks, and comment ebook if you want the full e-guide, including restroom stops. If you're in Reykjavík and the KP index is high, you can head over to the Northern Lights viewpoint. Mind you, you won't be alone. You will find a lot of other tourists here. They're all chasing the aurora in the dark, just like you.
Hi, my name is Vincent.
And I'm Gigi.
And thank you for watching this video.
If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel.
And don't forget to comment and give this video a thumbs up.
Whoop whoop.
And watch our next video.
Bye.